Here we go. Don't know how much battery we've got. We'll show you our Riverside walk. This is from Wuzhishan, Dao, in other words the main street, going around the curve of the river instead of straight into town. We'll not make a continuous video. I'll stop it every now and then, like I'll stop it here, start it again at the next corner. Actually not sure what that's going to look like with the sun there. And we have walked down that side of the river before, but as you can probably guess, it wasn't easy. There's no path. Well, there's a path, but it's very overgrown. Ah well, here I am at the corner. As you can see, they're not maintaining this path very well. Wan's gingerly walking there. I'm gingerly walking behind her. We'll be going that way, and we'll continue when we get to the next left-hand corner. So we're on the left inclined corner, and look across the river there. That's where we came down before, past the kindergarten and through the construction place to the bridge. And maybe now you can see why we say we have no idea where it's going to go. It just stops there. Now I suspect it's going to go all the way across there, probably cutting across the corner to join Wuzhishan Dao over there somewhere. But there's no way for us to know. Some ladies having a little rest. Told you before, I'll tell you again, all of this used to be mountains. In 2007, when we bought our apartment here, there were many less construction sites than there are now. It really was a small Chinese city. It's called a city. Population even then was supposed to be over 100,000, but it was quiet. It was sleepy. It's not that anymore. Until we're getting near the town, and boom, 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 everywhere. I wouldn't mind if the buildings were aesthetically pleasing, but the majority of them are not. And what's nice about that? Well, hey, that's me falling over. What's nice about that? Nothing. Just two enormous blocks, and behind it there will be another 4 or 6 enormous blocks climbing up the mountain. It's very rare to find nice architecture. You find more in cities. Even Haikou has better than we have here. And of course you get up to Beijing and Shanghai, you get some lovely architecture. Around the corner of these trees. You know, it's not easy making these videos. I understand why people use gimbals a lot, but I think I'd rather have a gimbal stuck on my head so that I didn't have to worry about where I pointed the camera at all. Wherever I looked, you would see. Much better, isn't it? Eh? But there are little bits of architecture that stand out and you think, oh, that's nice. And then you look what's behind it. So get a little bit closer, show you this roof over here. So, oh, look at that roof in there. It's nice, isn't it? Only look what's behind it. The roof has a Hainanese character. The buildings have zero character. We'll have to go in there one day and have a look and see what the layout is like, how expensive they are. Of course, not allowed for us to buy. Zoom back to the front and pause. Now there's one where at least they've tried. It's not perfect, but it has a Chinese look to it. When you've had a look in there, not bad. Of course, we had already bought ours. Once again, that was just mountains when we first came here. Most of what you can see was just mountains. Right, I'll give you an overall view of the river once we're on the bridge. So I'm on the bridge. There's the river, that's where we've come from. And we're going to go move it around, move it around, move it around, move it around. Can't be a wobble here. This is not a small curb that I'm going to jump off. It's quite a big curb. And we are going to go that way. Still in 2007. That pink school may have been there, I don't think so. And what's on the left and right here? No, it was not here. Still, the river looks quite nice now. Down from the bridge at the walk by the side of the river. Now on my left, I like to think that that is there for me, but of course it's not. You can see from the engraving at the bottom, it's not called what's it called when it's on stone like that? It's something to do with the war. Maybe it carried on a little bit after 1949 in Hainan, who knows. Anyway, my birthday. Where's Wan gone? It's down there somewhere. There's a few of these, different dates on, but and as a foreigner they're not really very explanatory. And she's a long way in front, look. I wonder if I can get the camera in the water today. Do another underwater test. Maybe. Oh, look. I can't walk down there, can I? Horrible. Shame. A nice place to walk down there. You're nearer to the vegetation at the side of the river. Obviously it's been very high. Look at all the sand up here. I'm going to switch off for a while so I don't fall over. I think the video's going. Here you go, here's the second one. 1953. Who was born in 1953? Not sure. And we jump from 1953 to 1987. I don't think I missed one on the way. I think 1987 is when Wuzhishan was granted the capital city of Hainan. It had a different name then. It's no longer the capital city, of course. Haikou is. You know, walking with an action cam means you can't walk as fast as you'd like to. It's approaching 10 o'clock. Need to be at home before 10:30. Have my coffee and cigarette. Oh, you didn't hear that, did you? I haven't had a fresh coffee for a while. Usually too lazy to do that these days. Pause. Here we go, here's another one. 1994. I think this is the last one. 2001. There may be one under the walking bridge there, but I don't think so. I think this is the last one. Look, the river's obviously been very high. In fact, when we go up onto that next bit, very carefully here, oh, very carefully. Old men don't want to fall over, you know. Not good for us. If you remember the photo of the snake, it was in there. You can't see the concrete at all today. And if I walk along the end here, you can see that the river is actually moving very fast. That means it's full of sediment, and putting the camera in would be a complete waste of time. It's a shame I've got the underwater lens cover on today because the weather this morning looked very much like we were going to get caught out in the rain again. Never mind. Boardwalk. Under the boardwalk we could have some fun under the boardwalk. I don't know the words, you probably guessed that. I need them on the screen in the karaoke, then I'll be alright. Said Bob, slowing down to a snail's pace, sinking into mud. Now you might notice that there is a walkway further on. Unfortunately, there's no way to get to it. Just beyond the greenery on the left-hand side there, you see the greenery beyond this semicircle of stones here, there is an outlet from the storm drains and everything into the river. And there's no way over that to get to the other side. So we have to go up. Then if we wanted to, we could come down where you see those steps in the distance. We probably won't do that. We'll stay up there. It's a nice enough view anyway. And there's Wan up there enjoying the view. So we're up. There's the down. There's the bridge. We'll do the other side another day. Now, instead of walking down there, we're going to walk on the top here, which is still, as you can see, a very pleasant walk. And this road, despite the fact that you can see one or two cars on it, doesn't go anywhere. It stops at the next bridge. I suspect I might have just shown you the sky. Saw where the camera was pointing. Silly me. I suppose this is what you need a drone for. Fly down the middle of the river. Even fly it underneath these trees. These are younger versions of the ones that I showed you before, but I will show you again today, where they have these tendrils hanging down that, should they be allowed to continue until they reach the ground, will take root. Then you'll never be able to walk through them. You may have seen lots of news about WCs in China, toilets and improvements. This is one of ours. I have to say, generally in Wuzhishan, we are fine. No problem at all. This one is right next to the prison up there. I won't make too many movies of that. Just waiting for Wan to come out of the ladies' room. So let's have a go through here, shall we? See what it will look like when it's all done. Oh, it's all over my nose. And out. He's behind me now. Listen. Birdies. Maybe I will go down there. Let Wan walk up the top. I'll go up on the next step. You go that way, Wanny. Or this way if you want. The part where we walked by the river before has been there since before 2015. We came back here in 2015. This side is all new. Slowly they are doing this all the way round, even to where our apartments are. It's a pleasant place. There's nobody fishing today, but imagine you can bring your packed lunch down, sit on the bench here, enjoy the sun. And despite China being such a huge country with this millions upon millions of people, you don't see many, do you? Choose your place right and you'll be fine. We can get solitude very easily here. There's somebody down the other end there. As I say, we can get solitude very easily within 10 to 15 minutes of leaving the house, or we can have company in the town. No problems. Let's do a sneaky one. Hello, Wally! Are you waving? Probably hiding. Probably Grandma and Granddad coming towards us, looking after the kids while the parents all go to work. And I'll go around this side away from the dirt. Hello!
Hello, hello.
If there are children there, I always say hello rather than ni hao, because the parents, the grandparents, they expect it. They will often badger their kids. Go and say hello to the foreigner. Go and say hello to the foreigner. Keep them happy. There's one of the problems of Hainan. Water. Forever dripping water. That's why the walls go black. And that's what's happening on our balcony from the upstairs balcony. I wish they would hurry up and come back. That bridge there is back on Sanya Sandardao. That is the main road through the town. So the road is quite wide outside the town. I should qualify that. On the Sanya side of Wuzhishan, near Wuzhishan, the road is quite wide. Of course, as you go further out towards Sanya, it becomes a narrow winding road through the mountains, and the same as you go out the other side towards Haikou. If you look at some earlier pictures, it appears the government used to be just the other side of the bridge there. There's very little here at all. It's mushroomed in the last 10-11 years, like many places in China, I suppose. It reminds me a lot of the lack of planning in the UK after the war, when they built houses and residential apartment buildings, assuming that not many people would ever have a car. So parking spaces were almost an afterthought. Very similar here, only they're moving much faster here than we did after the war. Okay, we're going to go up here, mostly because if we go under the bridge, it's possible, but you see this mud down the side here, there's a lot more of it the other side, and it's a lot more treacherous. We just had a battery temperature elevated warning. Camera will switch off. So I changed the battery. It was nowhere near discharge, not even half used. Strange that. And unless it's because it's had more direct sunlight than it did when we were walking down the mountain. When we walked down the mountain, we got 35 minutes with no warnings until we had the low battery warning. So here we are, back by the banyan trees. I think they're called banyan trees. I'm not 100% sure. And what's this car doing here? He's not supposed to be here. This is not a car area. It is a pedestrianised area. A hotel that's actually in use. We've used the pool there, not bad. Although it did have lots of green around the edges on the bottom of the water. Now, look at what we have here. We have Wan stealing things again. She's a tea leaf. Still, she has reasonably green fingers. She can make things grow more than I can. I didn't do so bad with the plants in UAE. Maybe that's because I live by myself, who knows? Here we are, we're in the shade now. The battery should definitely not overheat. You can hear sounds of mahjong over on the left. I have no idea where Patrick, when he came down here, managed to find somebody playing dominoes, but I don't know where. So even on the hottest of days, this is, as you can see, a very pleasant place to walk. You're always in the shade. And there we are. Lots of fishing going on here as well, underneath this little pagoda, which again is not being looked after. Why don't they look after anything? I don't know. Can you imagine? These trees are obviously very, very old. Can you imagine what it would be like without these buildings, these trees and the river? Listen, you can hear some birds. Imagine what it would be like with no people here. Heaven. It would be heaven. Now every now and then they have to come and trim the tendrils. Otherwise they're dragging on people's heads everywhere. 2 hours, 38 minutes is there. I'm going to be late for my coffee one, eh? Don't have my cigarettes. You're not there yet. Besides, I need to take a video of you taking my money. I'll cut that part.
Why?
Last but one bridge over there. The last bridge is the one that you see from our bedroom balcony. No. Yes, am I right? Yes, I'm right. For a minute there I thought I was wrong. Right, we're almost at the end of these trees. Time for me to pause the camera and pull out my wallet and feed Wan money. I sent Wan to the lottery shop. Told her that she has to meet me at the other end. While I have a gentle stroll along the river here. There are far worse places to retire than Wuzhishan. I do miss some kind of nightlife. There are occasions, I suppose, when I miss communication with foreigners like myself. But as long as I have my VPN there, I can talk to the family using Facebook or Skype. Keep in touch with old friends. It's not too bad, and I'm very happy with Wan's company. I don't get bored with her. Angry with her sometimes, yes, she gets angry with me sometimes. That's life. Frank Sinatra, wasn't it? That's life. I don't know. It is not a weekend, but still many people are outside drinking tea. Hainan people love to drink their tea. Wan tells me what happened is a lot of them, when they've sold pieces of their farm, have been given a small pension, and they think they don't have to work anymore, even though it's only a very small pension. Now, I've got an excuse today, because I have to go fairly slow for Wan to catch me up. I can take a detour to see if my friendly puppy dogs are there. Oh dear me, she's behind me. Shortcut failed today. Never mind. Never mind. Now, remember what I said about tea? Despite all the beautiful parts of the river we've just passed, you'll find them here. Right next to the welding shop. Who knows why? I don't really know. Still, they don't seem too perturbed by this strange man walking around with a camera on a stick, do they? This road used to have 2 bars on it. Now it's only got 1. Bars here, though, are unlike bars anywhere else. They don't open till 9:30 at night. You might be lucky and get a drink 8:30, 9 o'clock. But they're full of youngsters who mostly just want to play dice and make a hell of a lot of noise. And maybe it's their idea of fun. It's nothing like my idea of fun. I suppose the first time I saw, well, I don't know, you've got pubs in UK, little kneipes in Germany, and then the first time I saw American style bars would have been in Hong Kong. Fell in love with them. Even the UAE has better bars than here, and there's one of them. And when you go in, you can't buy a beer. You have to buy 6 large bottles. At my age, I don't particularly want to drink 6 large bottles in an hour or 2. If I was going to stay there all night, I could drink 6 large bottles, but there's nothing there to keep you all night. Even the live entertainment, when it is live, is terrible. Okay, here we are. This is the last bridge. So let's show you the bridge again. These yellow things you see here, these are the sluice gates. So why don't we go to the next one, shall we? Maybe the one after that, and then we'll frame you a shot through the sluice gate hydraulics. Now, I can't see the screen at all whatsoever, but you should be able to see a big yellow thing on your right and a big yellow thing on your left. Well, the one on your right is half the control of the right gate, and the one on your left is half the control of the left gate. They're not very open at the moment. You can see the water here is quite high. There is something open, I can hear it behind me. And panning around, you get to, carefully down Bob, the other side of the bridge. Those are our buildings down there. So we'll give you another shot, shall we? when we get down towards our gate. Because the only other way is from our balcony. Probably don't need that. Okay. It's too small, man. The home of the number 5, along with a WC. And here, this used to be, what's up there? Ah, this used to be a, I suppose what you'd call a fairly normal university. Now it's all to do with marine agriculture. So had it been a normal one, as it was in 2007 when we bought the house, my plan had been to go for Chinese classes there. Best laid plans of mice and men. Everything here now appears to be vocational in some way. They moved the big unit that was here down to Sanya. Now for Christopher and Amber, who have been here, they will remember that on the right hand side there used to be some little houses. With the little house right down the end where the last blue bit of the fence is, had 2 little dogs that used to come out and talk to me. It's all gone. This is part of the new park complex that they're building on the island in front of our house. You can see over there, you can see what's going on. Now you know just as much as we do. There is a picture. Of course the picture shows no buildings whatsoever. Not ours or these on our left. You can't see the sluice gates from here. I'll make sure you get to see them. This is the old bridge across to the island there. You just about get 1 car on it. And you can see down here they're building a retaining wall. We think that the walkway is going to go on top of it and go all the way round to over there. That little blue umbrella is our gate. Final stretch here. Of course, using the camera could be very dangerous. You definitely have to look where you're walking. Why? Well, the cows are often down in this area, so if you're not careful, you'll get a foot of something that isn't mud and has a much more ripe smell. One thinks they will eventually stop the cows coming into town. I suppose they'll have to. Bit of a shame, really. What are these gentlemen in front of us doing? Well, there's fruit. Is it fruit? I don't know. It's a fruit or is it a nut? It's called binglang. Some kind of narcotic, I suppose. They like to chew it. It makes their teeth red, and of course it's some mild form of cannabis type of thing, I don't know. So they're usually here 2 or 3 times a year. Seems that a lot of Hainan makes its money from binglang. Here we are. There's our name there. Shui An Bei Shu. Let's go through the big gate, shall we? Now, you can see two of the sluice gates up there, although there's no water coming through them.
看得清楚吗？
Ah,
我都看不着。
ah. The island will get in the way. One of the gates is open and we can't see it. Maybe through here. There you go. You can see that one of the gates is open. Sorry, no zoom on the action cam. Never mind. There's the island that we've spent many an hour walking through there. Now it would take us about 5 minutes. They've taken away all the vegetation that was inside, destroyed the buildings all bar one by the looks of it. You can see the wall down the bottom of the island. When the water is flowing very fast, very deep, that wall disappears. It's almost disappeared the day before yesterday. Still, typhoon season should be over now. We should be safe. Over there, I have a friend, but it's probably best I don't go and see him. He or she, I think it's she, gets far too excited, and the owners don't really know how to control her. The last time I went for a look, a couple of days ago, he managed to wrap the rope around my legs. He was cutting off the circulation to my feet. Of course, Wan wouldn't help me, she's frightened. I couldn't do anything. The restaurant owner was there trying to get the dog back round the other way to release my feet. Well, you've seen the rest of this before with the villas. So, let me show you the view that way. No sign of Wan yet. She's talking to the hair cutting lady. She sits outside the gate cutting people's hair. That's it for today.